Good morning, all of you. Today's class is blood buffers. We know the normal blood pH, it is 7.4. Now, this blood pH, it is maintained by the blood buffers, respiratory system, and renal mechanisms. Now, before going into the detailed class of blood buffers, we should have to have an idea of acids and bases. Now, what is an acid? Acids are, we can donate protons or hydrogen ions, for example, HCl and carbonic acid. For example, HCl, it can ionize into H plus and Cl minus, H2CO3, H plus and HCO3 minus. So they can donate protons. Now what is a base? Base are substances that can accept protons or hydrogen ions. Examples for base are bicarbonate ion and NH3. Here you can see bicarbonate ion can accept an H plus and it can form H2CO3. In case of NH3, it can also accept an H plus and form NH4 plus. Now what is a dissociation constant? The dissociation constant of an acid is given by the formula Ka is equal to H plus into A by the concentration of HA. H plus is equal to concentration of hydrogen ions. A is the concentration of anions or conjugate base, and HA is the concentration of undissociated molecules. What is pKa of an acid? Now the pH at which acid is half ionized is called pKa of an acid. pKa is constant at a particular temperature and pressure. Now when strong acids they have a low pKa, whereas weak acids have a higher pKa. Strong acid example can be HCl. HCl in solution, it can ionize completely into H plus and Cl minus, whereas weak acid such as acetic acid it do not ionize completely, so they have a higher pKa. Now acidity of a solution and pH, it is given by the formula H plus. Acidity refers to the concentration of H plus ions. So H plus is equal to Ka into acid by base or HA by A, or it is otherwise expressed as, according to Sorensen's expression of H plus concentration, it is expressed as negative of the logarithm to the of hydrogen ion concentration, and it is designated as the pH. pH, it is equal to minus log H plus or log 1 by log H plus. Now pH value, it will be inversely proportional to the acidity. If the pH is less, the acidity will be high for a solution, and if the pH is high, the acidity will be lower. And normal pH of blood, it is in the range 7.35 to 7.45. Now what is Henderson-Hasselbalch equation? Now the relationship between pH, pKa, concentration of acid and concentration of base, this relationship, it can be expressed by an equation called Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. According to that, pH is equal to pKa plus log of concentration of base by acid, or pH is equal to pKa plus log into salt by acid. And when concentration of base and when concentration of acid are equal, then pH will be equal to pKa. When acid is half ionized, then pH and pKa will have the same values. Now coming to buffer, how can you define a buffer? A buffer, they are solutions which resist a change in pH when a small amount of acid or base is added to it. So they are solutions if you add a small amount of acid or base to that solution, they can resist that change in pH. So they are known as buffers. Now buffers, they are of two types. They are actually, the first one is mixtures of weak acids with their salt with a strong base, and the second one is mixtures of weak bases with their salt with a strong acid. And examples for buffer are bicarbonate buffer, acetate buffer, and phosphate buffer. Factors affecting pH of a buffer. Now there are different factors which can affect the pH of a buffer system. First of all, the value of pKa. Now when the value of pKa it is less, the pH of the solution will be low, and it is also dependent on ratio of salt to acid concentration. Okay, so suppose if the salt concentration is high, then the pH of the solution would tend towards the alkaline side, and if the concentration of acid is high, the pH of the solution would be towards the acidic range. Now factors affecting buffer capacity. So the buffer capacity, it is influenced by the actual concentrations of salt and acid present in it, and also the ratio of, it is dependent on ratio of salt to acid concentration. Now how can you differ the buffering capacity? It is defined as the number of grams of strong acid or alkali which is necessary for a change in pH of 1 liter of buffer solution. Now the normal pH of blood, we already said it is 7.35 to 7.45. Now acidosis is a state when pH is below 7.35. This is referred to as acidosis, and that can occur when pH is below 7. Now what is alkalosis? Alkalosis means when pH is more than 7.5, it is termed as alkalosis, and if it goes above 7.55, it would be dangerous, and that can occur when the pH is above 7.6. So it should be maintained within a pH at a pH range of 7.4. Now metabolic sources of acids and bases which tend to alter pH of body fluids. Actually during metabolism, different biochemical processes, when they take place, different acids are being produced in the body. There are volatile acids such as carbonic acid, and the non-volatile acids such as lactic acid, keto acids, sulfuric acid, and phosphoric acid. Lactic acid can be produced during anaerobic metabolism of glucose. Then sulfuric acid, it can be produced during the metabolism of sulfur containing amino acids, and phosphoric acid can be produced during the metabolism of phospholipids. Then the different keto acids are being produced. Then, so these acids can alter the pH, blood pH. So, actually, it is necessary to neutralize these acids. So, for that, we have the different blood buffers, and they are the first line of defense against the acid load which is being produced in the body. Now we have the different blood buffers. One is bicarbonate buffer, phosphate buffer, protein buffer, and hemoglobin buffer. First we have the bicarbonate buffer. It is the most important extracellular buffer, and it is the components of bicarbonate buffer are sodium bicarbonate, which constitutes the base, and carbonic acid, which is the acid part. So a buffer is made up of a base and an acid, and bicarbonate buffer accounts for 65% of buffering capacity in plasma and 40% of buffering action in the whole body. Now, this regulatory mechanism for bicarbonate buffer, we have the base constituent bicarbonate. It can be regulated by the kidney. So therefore it is a metabolic component, and the acid part, carbonic acid, it can be regulated by respiratory regulation. So it is a respiratory component. So in bicarbonate buffer, the base bicarbonate, which is being regulated by the kidneys, is a metabolic component, and the acid part, carbonic acid, it is a respiratory component which is regulated by respiratory mechanism. Now, the normal bicarbonate level of plasma is 24 millimoles per liter, and the normal partial pressure of carbon dioxide of arterial blood is 40 mmHg, and the carbonic acid concentration is around 1.2 millimoles per liter. Now the pKa for carbonic acid is 6.1, and now if we apply this in the equation, that is Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, pH is equal to pKa plus log bicarbonate by carbonic acid. So when if we apply the pH, 7.4 is equal to pKa. pKa for carbonic acid is 6.1 plus log 24 by 1.2, that is carbonic acid concentration. Okay, base concentration is 24 millimoles per liter, which is equal to 6.1 plus log 20. So log 24 by 1.2, which is equal to log 20, that is equal to 6.1 plus 1.3. Now this now this mechanism of action of bicarbonate buffer. We'll see how the bicarbonate buffer acts. Now if we add a strong acid HCl to the bicarbonate buffer, bicarbonate, it reacts with H plus to form carbonic acid, and hydrogen ions from HCl reacts with bicarbonate to form weak acid, carbonic acid. Okay, so suppose an HCl, strong acid HCl is added to bicarbonate buffer, then this H plus will react with the base part of the bicarbonate buffer, and it forms a weak acid, carbonic acid, so that H plus is neutralized. When strong base NaOH is added, it reacts with the acid part of the buffer, that is carbonic acid. NaOH reacts with carbonic acid and forms NaHCO3 plus water molecule. So the hydroxyl ion from NaOH combines with carbonic acid to form the weak base bicarbonate. Okay. So when an acid is added to a bicarbonate buffer, the base will come and neutralize these acids. If a strong base is added, that base will react with the acid part of the bicarbonate buffer. Now ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid at blood pH 7.4 is equal to 20:1. So it represents reserve of alkali for neutralization of strong acids. If you see the ratio of concentration of bicarbonate is 20 and concentration of carbonic acid is 1. So ratio of bicarbonate, with that is base to acid ratio is more. So the base, since it is 20:1, it represents as an alkali reserve. So it can be easily neutralize the different acids which are being continuously produced in the body. Thus, it can ensure high buffering capacity efficiency against acids. Now, why bicarbonate buffer is the most important buffer? This is because the presence of bicarbonate is relatively high in the buffer system, and their components are under physiological control. That is, carbon dioxide is under control by lungs, and the bicarbonate can be regulated by the kidneys. So that's about bicarbonate buffer. Next we move on to phosphate buffer, which is an intracellular buffer. The concentration of phosphate buffer is very low, and its components are sodium dihydrogen phosphate and disodium hydrogen phosphate. So the sodium dihydrogen phosphate is the acid part and disodium hydrogen phosphate is the base, and ratio of base to acid is 4. pKa value of phosphate buffer is 6.8. So it comes fairly close to the blood pH 7.4. So it's very effective. So it can be an effective buffer against the acids being produced. Now applying the equation, pH 7.4 is equal to pKa. So pKa of phosphate buffer is 6.8 plus log of salt by acid, or we can write 0.6 is equal to log salt by acid. So in this case, the pKa, we have written it to the, taking it to the left hand side. So it would become antilog of 0.6, which is equal to 4. Hence the ratio of salt to acid is 4. And phosphate buffer, it is an effective at wide pH range because its pKa value, it is nearest to physiological pH. We already said that. And it has a major role in eliminating H plus ions via kidneys. So if we see phosphate buffer system, it has got different pKa values, because at H3PO4 it can be dissociated into H plus and H2PO4 minus. So that pKa is equal to 1.96. And then again this H2PO4 minus can dissociate into H plus and HPO4 minus, where the pKa is equal to 6.8. And finally the HPO4 minus can completely dissociate into H plus and PO4 minus. So it has, that pKa is equal to 12.4. Now, mechanism of action of phosphate buffer. Now, when a strong acid HCl is added to phosphate buffer, the base part, that H plus, is accepted by base, which is HPO4 2 minus, and it is converted to H2PO4. And in case of strong acid HCl, okay, and then when you add this HCl, it is that H plus ions are accepted by the base HPO4 2 minus. Okay. Now, when strong base NaOH is added, that OH, that strong base is buffered by the acid part. The acid part is H2PO4 minus, and it forms HPO4 2 minus. So, when a strong base is added, the acid part would neutralize it. Now, next is protein buffer. So, we know the proteins, they are made up of amino acids. So, the amino acids possess carboxyl and amino groups. So, this carboxyl and amino groups are the groups which enable proteins to act as buffers. So, plasma proteins and hemoglobin constitute the protein buffer. Buffering capacity of proteins, it is dependent on the pKa value of ionizable side chains. And the most effective group is histidine imidazole group with a pKa value of 6.1, and it is an abundant buffer in the intracellular fluid and blood plasma. So, if you see the structure of amino acids, it has got COOH group and NH3 group. So, these two groups can these groups are ionizable groups. So, if you see this diagram, in alkaline medium, amino acid act as an acid. So, this COOH group, it acts as an acid. In alkaline medium, this COOH group, it donates that H plus. Okay, and in case if the pH falls, that is in case of acidic medium, that H plus can be, the excess H plus can be accepted by the NH2 group. Okay, so that is how an amino acid behaves as a buffer. That is, when the pH is high or it is alkaline, the excess base, this COOH group of amino acid, that would release the H plus ions to the medium and neutralize the excess OH minus ions produced in it. Whereas in case of, if the acidic medium, that is if the acidity is higher, the NH2 group, it would accept this H plus, excess H plus from the solution, and it can neutralize the excess H plus. Next is hemoglobin buffer. It is the major intracellular buffer of blood, and it is present in erythrocytes. It contains 38 histidine molecules. Its pKa is 6.1, and it can buffer the carbonic acid and carbon dioxide found in the tissues. Now, we can explain this with this diagram. So, hemoglobin acts as a buffer. So, if you see in the diagram, in the tissues, the excess carbon dioxide produced in the tissues, it reacts with the water molecule and forms carbonic acid. So, this excess carbon dioxide, actually this excess carbon dioxide produced, it contributes to the acidic part of the blood pH. So, thereby the blood pH can increase. So, we have to remove this carbon dioxide from the tissues. So there hemoglobin come into action. It act as a buffer. So this carbon dioxide react with water molecule to form carbonic acid H2CO3, and this H2CO3 it dissociates into H plus and HCO3 minus. Okay, so the hemoglobin which is in the oxygenated state in the tissues, HbO2, this HbO2 reacts with this H plus ions and it forms HHB and releases oxygen there in the tissues. Now this HHB, from the tissues it reaches the lungs. Along with that, this bicarbonate ions which are produced from H2CO3, that bicarbonate ions also enter the lungs, and there this HHB, that in the lungs this hemoglobin it binds with this oxygen molecule and thereby releases this H plus. Okay, and it forms oxyhemoglobin, and this H plus again reacts with this bicarbonate ions which have entered the lungs and it forms H2CO3. Now this H2CO3 dissociates into carbon dioxide and water. So this carbon dioxide can be again exhaled through the lungs. So thereby the acid part, the excess acidity which can contribute to the blood pH, the excess acid part can be removed from the body by this hemoglobin buffer system. Okay, so these are the different buffers we have. That is, one is the bicarbonate buffer, the second one is phosphate buffer, the third one is the protein buffer. So among the three, bicarbonate buffer is the most important buffer. It is referred to as the alkali reserve because the alkali, the base to acid ratio for bicarbonate buffer is 20:1. So it is called as an alkali reserve because if the acids are produced continuously in the body in excess amounts, bicarbonate buffer can neutralize these acids. So bicarbonate buffer is a most important buffer. So that's all for today. Thank you.
നീ നീതിൻ്റെ ഹെൽപ്പ് വേണം ഇനി നീതും